Today's topic is systemic or taxonomical classification of mold fungi. In last topic we have learned that there are four basic morphological classes of fungi: yeast, yeast-like, mold and dimorphic fungi. Now today we are going to go further in classification of mold fungi based on production of sexual spores it produces, and that is known as systemic or taxonomical classification. Now, as you can see that in any mold it starts with spores. These spores, they form elongation which is known as germ tube. This germ tube will further elongate and form the hypha, and this hypha will grow, and the portion which remains within the substrate or culture medium is known as submerged hypha, and the portion which we see above the substrate or which is above the surface, that is known as surface hypha. So this is the vegetative structure, hyphae, and spores, they are the reproductive structure, and this classification is solely based on the spores which it produces. So spores can be produced sexually as well as asexually. So first we will see the asexual spores. So there are two basic varieties of asexual spore: Sporangiospore and conidia. Now in Sporangiospore, the lower fungi which have non-septate hyphae, they form an endogenous asexual spore which is called Sporangiospore. It is contained within a swollen sac-like structure known as sporangium, which contains these spores which are known as Sporangiospore. And conidia, they are the exogenous asexual spore, in which the spores are produced outside the fungal cell. So there is an elongation from hypha which is known as conidiophore, which gives rise to spore producing cells which are known as phyalids, and the spores which are produced asexually but outside the fungal cells, they are known as conidia. Some people uses spores and conidia interchangeably, but that is not correct. So Sporangiospore and conidia. So Sporangiospores, they are endogenous, while conidia, they are exogenous, right? So as you can see here, the spores are produced within fungal cells, so it is an endogenous asexual spore production, and which is known as Sporangiospore. While there are other varieties of spores also which have values in survival. For example, in Candida there is Clamidos spores, which are thick wall structure and which stores the food for the fungus. Sometimes the fungal hyphae break itself at the position of septa, and it produces small rectangular spores which are known as Arthroconadia. So asexual spores, if it is lower fungi, usually lower fungi are aseptate hyphae, and it produces endogenous spores which are known as sporangiospores within sporangium. If it is septate hyphae or higher fungi, it can produce conidia. Now it could be Arthroconadia, which is due to breakage of hyphae at the junction of septa. It could be Clamidospores. It could be Phyalospores, which arises from phyalids, as we have seen in the earlier example. Sometimes they are very large, and it is known as Macroconidia. It is seen usually in dermatophytes. Or they are very small, which is known as Microconidia. Sometimes we can see variety of porospore. We will see this in next sessions in more detail about this. But all of this conidia, basically they are exogenously produced. They are not produced within the fungal cell. That is the basic difference that we have to understand. If we talk about sexually produced spores, then in lower fungi, which is also known as Phycomycetes, there are two types of sexually produced spores. One is oospore and another is a zygospore. As you can see, because it is sexually produced, there has to be one male and one female hyphae, and they mat with each other and they produce oogonium, which gives rise to oospore, right? Here also male and female fungus, they produce a zygospore. So in aseptate or lower fungi are known as Phycomycetes. So in Phycomycete, we can see two types of asexual spore: endogenously produced sporangiospore or exogenously produced conidia, and two types of sexual spore: oospore and zygospore. If we go towards higher fungi, that means one which are having septate hyphae, then there are two types of spore which are seen. One is ascospore and another is Basidiospore. Ascospore are within ascocarp and Basidiospores are within Basidiocarp. So ascospores, they are usually formed within a sac-like structure known as Ascus. So there is ascogenous hyphae and they produce this sac-like structure which generates these ascospores. So zygote nuclei undergoes meiosis to give rise to this. So because they are produced within ascus or within a sac-like structure, they are known as ascospore. Basidiospore, usually this structure is very familiar to you. It is a mushroom-like structure which has a cap, gilli, annulus and stalk. So this gilli which you can see, gilli, it is gill. It is gills which you can see at the base of this fungus will give rise to basidium, and this basidium will undergo meiosis to produce 4 haploid nuclei and produce Basidiospore, which further germinate and give rise to the fungus. So two types of sexual spore in higher fungi, that is ascospore and Basidiospore. So the same thing, gills will generate the Basidiospores. Again, the same thing I have tried to so the gills generate the basidia. Basidia will form the zygotes, which will form the Basidiospore, which undergo meiotic divisions and produce Basidiospores, from which again the entire fungus will grow. So if you are overwhelmed by this information, let me give you a basic summary of what this is. So you can based on spore production or based on sexual spore production, you can classify the fungus into basically 4 main groups: Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, and another group is Fungi imperfecti. Now let us understand from the discussion above that we have done how to do this. So you can divide them into 2 groups: lower fungi and higher fungi. How we are saying this? Lower fungi, they are usually having non-septate hyphae. Higher fungi, they are usually having septate hyphae, right? Now usually the lower fungi, they produces endogenous spores asexually, which is known as sporangiospore, which is produced in a sporangium, a sac-like structure, while higher fungi usually produces asexual spore exogenously, which is usually conidia. Sometimes lower fungi can also produce conidia. Now in sexual spores, there are two varieties, oospore and zygospore in non-septate hyphae or lower fungi. So that is in Phycomycetes. If we go towards higher fungi, then sexual spores could be ascospore within a sac-like structure, or at the gill or in the base of the fungus, that is known as Basidiospore. So that is Basidiomycetes. But for some fungi, which is also known as Deuteromycetes, Deuteromycetes, which is known as Hyphomycetes also, we don't know exactly the sexual phase, or sexual phase is yet to be identified. So this type of fungus are known as fungi imperfecti. Right. So we can say that a systemic classification of fungus could be lower fungi and higher fungi. In lower fungi we have Phycomycetes, which have asexual sporangiospore, sexual oospore and zygospore. In higher fungi we have Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes and Deuteromycetes. In Ascomycetes, asexually conidia and sexually ascospore. In Basidiomycetes, asexually conidia and sexually Basidiospores. In fungi imperfecti, asexually conidia is there, but sexually we have not yet identified any kind of sexual stage. So that's it. We will continue the mycology series, so do subscribe to the channel so that you get regular updates when a new video arrives. And if you like our videos, do like them, do give your suggestions, comments, share them with your friends. Thank you.